My best friend ended our friendship because I pursued someone we both had a crush on. My best friend and I, both 28F, we'll call her Rachel, have both had a crush on this guy, 38M, Mike, for a long time. Rachel was much more outspoken about it around our friends, even though she was in a 3+ year relationship with Mike's best friend, Dave. Dave and Rachel had been going through a rough patch for the past year, and one night she made a move on Mike while they were hanging out alone. Mike immediately rejected it, saying he only saw her as a friend and could never do something like that to Dave. Her ego was super bruised, but after a couple of weeks things went back to normal. Mike works at the same dive bar as Rachel, though never on the same shifts. Dave, her boyfriend, manages the bar. Mike also plays music there occasionally, and Rach and I would always sit at the bar swooning and joking about how hot he was. One night while he was playing, I made a comment via text about how I was trying not to fall in love over here, and she responded, "Lol, I would freak out. Gotta set a boundary on that one." It made me slightly uncomfortable because that boundary didn't seem fair, but I shrugged it off and never said anything else about it. Fast forward a couple of months. Rachel and Dave have broken up and he moved back to Indiana. She and I are hanging out at the bar all day. Mike is working and everyone is having a good time. Mike gets a break and sits down next to me. We'd never been super close, but we immediately start talking about similar interests, mainly 80s movies and VHS tapes, and there's obviously chemistry. We exchange numbers, he goes back to work, and my other friend and I get ready to head home for the night. Rachel decides to stay at the bar, which is not uncommon. On our way home, I text Mike and ask him if he'd want to hang out and watch movies the next day. He immediately responds that he'd love to. I guess he was excited, because he tells the other bartender about our plans, unknowingly in earshot of Rachel. Rachel is furious, calls and asks if I asked him to hang out. I say I did. Then she drives to my house and lets herself in with her key to verbally assault me while I'm taking a fucking bath. She leaves, super pissed, and blocks me on everything. I make sure not to go to the bar while she's working because I know she's in pain and don't want to put her in that situation. She spends all of her time telling everyone we know that I'm a terrible person and that I crossed the only boundary she ever set with me. She also pushes my scooter over in the middle of the night and leaves a dead rat in a plastic bag on my porch. I don't react to any of it out of what I'd like to think of as, I don't know, maturity? Mike and I are both in awe of the extreme measures she's going through, especially since she's never dated, hooked up with him. When she realizes she's not going to get a reaction out of me, she goes to the bar manager and has me 86 feet D. This sucks because this bar is the place all of my friends go to hang out. My friends' bands play shows there all the time and now I'm not even allowed there. Now, I'm aware that I probably should have approached my friend and had a conversation about me pursuing Mike. And had we not been drinking at the bar all day, I probably would have. But we were all wasted and I haven't been remotely interested in anyone since going through a horrible breakup 3 years ago, and he was obviously also interested, so I shot my shot. I'm genuinely curious to see if you guys think I'm in the wrong here. Also, how do I navigate this situation? I feel completely isolated and ostracized from the community that I've been part of for the past 8 years. Too long did not read. My best friend and I were interested in the same guy. She pursued him and he rejected her. I pursued him and we hit it off. She pushed my scooter over, left a dead rat on my porch, and got me 86D from the bar they both work at. You know the answer. I think though, telling the story can help you heal. You lost your best friend and this is a very hard thing to heal from. You need to step way far away from the picture and look at it. Remove your emotion and just see how desperate and sad this woman is. She is not friend material. Geez. She doesn't sound like a bestie. She sounds nuttier than a squirrel's turd, actually. The only error I feel you've made is that you didn't say anything when she said Mike was off-limit to you or putting a boundary on you on Mike. Obviously, the bar prefers her to you, since she works there. IDK. Maybe start going to another bar? Is Mike dating you now? Oh, can we call dibs on men now, lol. Seriously though, a dead rat? Normal people don't do that. Avoid the person who is putting dead animals on your porch. That's a safe bet in all relationship decisions. If this is new behavior, avoid her. If it's behavior you've seen before and weren't bothered before, you should have been. What she is unbalanced. You need to file a police report. Did you at least change the locks? None of this is normal behavior. It's also against the law. Honestly, this sounds like some high school drama. Not shit you'd expect from near 30-year-olds. That chick is unhinged. She needs therapy. She was actively trying to hook up with him while in a relationship and says you crossed boundaries? Lol. Be happy the trash took itself out. I'd get a restraining order for the death threats with the rats, first. Grimace. Realizing my GF doesn't respect me update. Unfortunately me and my girlfriend don't live near each other, so I had to ring her and confront her. I mentioned that what she did was wrong in terms of the relationship we have. Naturally if she wanted to leave then she just said. I talked about how I thought it was immature to cause such a issue over some cigarette paper. And what her and my friends did was so disrespectful. My girlfriend did not take kindly to this. She kept saying things like, "I've said sorry, what more do you want?" shouting down the phone, effing and blinding at me. I never felt so hurt. She told that she didn't cheat as nothing happened. I just got given his number. Once again she's using my admitted insecurities as an attack. After all this, I'm paranoid as anyone would be. She lives and works on site about 2 hours from me. She tells me guys and have propositioned her and she has told them no. Leave me wondering if that is indeed the case. This Reddit has given me so much confidence. I feel when she comes home I will end it, in person. I won't do it over text or call. It has to be done. Thank you for every one of you who commented and even DM'd me. As for my ex-friends, well, they are gone, blocked. No messages of goodbyes, just F those guys. Off to find new mates. Doubt that will be easy in Leeds, but it will be worth it. I read your first post and I just want to say I'm so damn proud of you. What you did wasn't easy and took a lot of strength. Go you. Don't let her beat you down again. End it for good. Then she can get all the numbers she wants. You don't need to see her in person unless you feel really strongly about it. She doesn't deserve your courtesy, and will likely use it as an opportunity to try to gaslight you and lie to you and use your insecurities against you again. Break up with her and dump those friends. You deserve much better in life. Good. You are better off without someone like her. Don't even waste your time. Just dump her and get it over with now. Why wait until you see her and waste both of your time for her to keep telling you lies? She's a garden tool. She belongs in the shed. Good on ya. You gain friends by talking to people with a shared interest. Whatever it is, talk to people. You'll be surprised at how easy it is to make friends. Good luck. Just dump her over text unless you still have feelings for her and want drama. Update. He cheated on me. My F24 boyfriend, M25, cheated on me with a 20-year-old woman. And she knew about our relationship. If you haven't read my first post, please read that for all the info. I can't even be bothered to write it out honestly because I have been throwing up all day. Literally sick to my stomach over this. We lived together and have been together for 7 years and he cheated on me. And he wants to continue to have a professional relationship with the girl he cheated with because she has great connections, and they know how to be professional, and just be friends. He also says he thinks we can fix our relationship. He has gaslit and manipulated me in the past and I am now realizing this. He has very close relationships with my siblings, parents, and grandparents. He says we can work this out. I genuinely don't want to, but I don't have a job or a place to live. IDK, what to do? What should I do? How can I leave him? How can I move forward because I feel like my entire life revolves around him and I don't want it to anymore? Well, get a job. That's the first thing. In the meantime, do you have any friends or family you could stay with? He still wants to be friends with the girl he cheated with? How stupid does he think you are, LMAO? They don't know how to act professionally. They literally cheated, even when she knew about you. The fact that he wants to keep her around is plain disrespectful to you. Leave his ass. Stay with a friend or relative. Get a job and move on and watch them get together when you're gone. You deserve better, so go find better. That's bull and you know it. If they really knew how to just be friends, his dumbass wouldn't have cheated in the first place. You leave by 1. Cutting him off. 2. Let everyone know what happened before he tells anyone differently. 3. Block him and anyone who sides with him. 4. Live your best life. If he wants replace you with some home-wrecking coochie, let him. 'Cause the thing about home-wreckers, they'll just as easily cheat on you as they will with you. Lead your best life and forget about him. Now you all see why I'm single and contented? You should move out for the time being, either with a friend or family member if you can, just to get some space to sort things out. One bad thing about a serial cheater is they worm their way so deeply into your life or isolate you that you end up having nowhere to turn and feel you have no choice but to stay with them. His actions might be the death blow to the relationship. Get a job and leave. Your original post you said you caught him trying to meet up with girls through Snap and Instagram. He clearly has trouble being loyal throughout your entire relationship. In your last post he literally gaslit you. He said he told you they went to the gym together when you know he never said that. Yet he was adamant he told you. And you say he's gaslight and manipulated you in the past. One cannot be friends with someone they cheated with. Especially while he's still dating you? The disrespect. Disgusting. Get a job and leave. Can you stay with family? Or a friend in the meantime? I've seen women get past cheating in a relationship. I've never seen a woman get past it while actively being disrespected like this. The cheating alone was horrid enough behavior. Some women can move past it and I've never seen a man do it. But the very idea that he would continue to have a professional relationship with her as well? He has no empathy for your pain. He has no remorse for his actions, and I hope you find the strength to do what's right for you, whatever that might be. Time for a new job. Time to go back to a relative's house. Or be sneaky, let him think everything is cool. You have a roof over your head but you are working on your finances to leave without a word. I'm sick, asked my husband to cook dinner, he said I should have married a maid. Context: so I'm 38F. Sick, fever, cough, overall crappy, not COVID. I haven't been sick in well over 3 years. My husband, 32M, is obsessed with eating out. I would rather make meals at home. So yesterday, peak sickness, he worked until 7 p.m. at home, and texted, "Since you're sick, don't bother with making dinner, I'll get you dinner." He did not get me dinner. I got me dinner. But that's beyond the point. Anyways, today I mentioned that I would have rathered he had cooked for me the night before. He went off about how, if you want someone to cook for you after work at 7 p.m., then maybe you should have married a maid. That set me off because I am usually the one that cooks 4-6 dinners a week when he doesn't win the "let's eat takeout" argument. So if making one meal while his wife is sick makes him a maid, what does that make me? I'm literally ready to divorce him over this statement. I feel so disrespected. My heart is literally about to explode. Please help us, Reddit. We had everything, LDR, and then he moved here and is completely a different person. I don't feel like he even loves me or cares about me, and then everything he does seems mean. Edit to add, oh, he's kissing my rear end and offering chicken soup from a can now that he knows this made it to Reddit. Oh shit. Yeah, he royally stepped in it. Does he not know that eating out is not only less healthy but far more expensive than eating at home? What alarms me the most is what you said in the very last section about him being different in person. He's being pretty unreasonable. There is lots of people who cook after work. He's just being lazy. And yes, absolutely disrespectful. We had everything, LDR, and then he moved here and is completely a different person. You realize this is a very classic bait and switch, right? The person he is now is who he really is. The previous version of this man you saw was just a lie. He sees you as a maid and has now told you so. Act accordingly. So he married you so he'd have a maid, from the sound of it. I'd re-evaluate my marriage also. Oh, and chicken soup, from a can? How very romantic of him. How above and beyond the call of duty. He's done even less than the absolute bare minimum, and now he's offering you soup from a can, thinking this will make up for it? 3 cans of soup, 365 days in a year, for the 3 years you haven't been ill, and that might make up for that gaffe. I'm not going to recommend divorce, but you definitely have some thinking to do, once you're feeling improved. When he doesn't win the "let's eat takeout" argument. Sounds like you've been fighting over this issue for a while. His response this time is probably not only based on what happened this one time. You've got to be able to talk through little disagreements or they fester and end up in an explosive comment or worse. Dude can't even make you a chicken soup SMH. My wife definitely doesn't need to ask me to prepare meals when she is ill. It's part of what I signed up for as a husband.